everybody to Ace Academy. We just met up with Yuna. I almost called her Luna. Yuna, and we are about to have the big meeting that will determine, I assume determine, the entire fate of, like, your group. So, we'll see what happens. Yuna's already waiting for me at the library. A tablet with the SBA logo is clutched in her hand. She smiles and breathes a sigh of relief when she sees me.
Oh, good. You're still wearing your uniform. I forgot to tell you yesterday to wear it, and remembered too late to text you.
I'm on top of it. I'm so preoccupied on what I would say today that I forgot to think about what I'd wear. I thought you might wear like a suit or something. No worries. Oh, my voice sounds more confident than I feel. Yuna notices the waver in my voice. She places a hand on my shoulder. The heat of her hand soothes my nerves and I relax a little bit.
Okay, well, are you ready to go?
What's the worst that could happen? Yeah. She starts towards the bus stop when I stop her. Yeah, I can drive us. Her cheeks turn pink, but she grins widely. I'm immediately reminded of how her face lit up the last time she saw my bike.
That would be great.
I lead her to my bike, and we both hop on with ease. Once she's settled, we speed up. Yuna directs me where to go, and eventually tells me to park in front of an impressive building. It's narrow, but shoots straight into the sky, cutting through the clouds. Hell of a building. As we walk in, a perky receptionist greets us from behind her desk.
Welcome to WorkTap Corporation. How may I help you?
Yuna steps
I'm
forward.
Yuna Misaki from Ace Academy's SBA. We have an appointment with Mr. Takeda.
The receptionist smiles and gestures to the empty chairs.
Of course. If you'll please take a seat, he'll be with you shortly.
As soon as we take our seats, the receptionist types a rapid sequence into her computer, then drags the document from her monitor onto her tablet and disappears into a hall in the back. I glance at Yuna. She's meticulously going over her notes. You nervous? She thinks for a minute.
Not as much as I thought I'd be. Are you?
Yes. Nerves are like feelings, they don't exist. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say I'm pretty nervous, given the fact you're the only one from your squad and you don't want to screw this up. Some goes nuts. You smiles encouragingly.
Don't worry, you'll do great.
Sure, what's the worst that could happen? My entire team fails. All because of me? Yeah, I got this. Her confidence helps ease my nerves and I smile back. I'm glad I have you here with me. A blush creeps into her cheeks, but she seems pleased. The receptionist comes back and gestures for us to follow her. Her ponytail bounces behind her, and she walks briskly down the hall and directs us to a spacious office. A portly older man sits behind an old-fashioned mahogany desk. His jowls wiggle as he offers us seats, which we both take. The walls are painted white, but one wall has a translucent sheen with Yuna's SBA submission packet projected on it. His chair squeaks in protest as he leans forward to greet us.
Miss Misaki, it's a pleasure to see you again.
A pleasure to meet you too.
Thank you for
I'm
agreeing
here.
to meet with us, Mr. Takeda. I'd like to introduce my associate.
We're friends. Good friends. Besties, even. I'm Tbishy. It's nice to meet you. He nods in acknowledgement while Yuna
He is
continues.
here to represent his team at Ace Academy.
We're screwed.
And you are in need of a sponsor.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Here's a hand towards the wall and shows the data on there.
As you can see, Miss Misaki did a detailed job of describing you and your team in your application. But I'd like to hear from you. Tell me about yourself.
Safe to be safe. You know. I don't know if there's going to be choices or not, but if there are, I'm prepared. I always had an interest in gear. Probably should stay true to that. That's what he's here to hear, right? I grew up in the world of gears and knew from an early age that I wanted to be a pilot. While a student at CINY, I began my program in piloting and earned top marks in all my classes. I recently transferred and tested the pilot program at Ace Academy, where I'm pursuing my degree in piloting.
As a transfer student, that's not an easy program to test into.
I got big brain juice, so I know good stuff. In words, I'm great with them. He sounds depressed.
Tell me, out of all your other options, why did you choose Warp Tech Corporation?
You were first. That's why. Money, money, money. You're the best. It was an easy decision. Warp Tech Corporation sets the standard for gear weaponry. I read about your latest announcement of the advancement in particle technology. Somehow put on your beam weaponry while reducing core usage by 15%. None of your competitors have made a breakthrough like that yet.
There has also been some controversy over that release.
Such as? Some are saying using the new technology will affect the longevity of a weapon, but there's no proof of that yet. I prefer to see evidence than believe rumors. He nods. Yes! I sound really convincing. Glad I took the smart
It's
trade.
refreshing to see a young person keeping up to date with the latest releases.
Told you I got good brain juice. I think I detect a hint of approval in his voice. Hey, he's coming on to me.
Okay, and why should Warp Tech Corporation choose you? In other words, what sets you apart from the competition?
I'm foreign. My team is half women. I'm international. Ew, I don't know that any of these are inherently bad. You know, if they're trying to make inroads internationally to distribute internationally with their weaponry, that could be a good one. Saying that you're going like the diversity angle, my team's half women, that could be an angle that a corporation would like to go. Maybe a breath of fresh air. I feel like that one might be the weakest, honestly. I mean, breath of fresh air comparatively to what? Save. Excuse me. Let's try the international. As someone who grew up overseas, I bring a new point of view to my Japanese teammates. If you invest in us, you'll be investing in international alliances.
But couldn't the same be said for any other international pilots studying at ACE?
No. My team is half women. It's a whole team that's women. We're breath of fresh air. I forgot, there's a whole team that's women. I don't know that would be the best. I don't know. I think those are great options. As a new team, we aren't so set in our ways that we stifle creativity. We're not afraid to try new strategies we think will benefit the team, and we're receptive to feedback. That said, we're also acutely aware of our abilities. We work well together because we are upfront with each other only about our strengths, but also about our weaknesses. Not only about our strengths. And we use that knowledge to our advantage. I sneak a peek at Yuna, who looks pleased. Really? That was the best one? I don't know. It's, I feel like part of the reason is the choices for what you're going to say don't fully give you an idea what you're going to say. Fallout 4 had that problem. I remember like launch. I don't know if it got fixed, but I just remember like early on, that was a big deal. Is it would have of dialogue choices. Some of them weren't really great about showing exactly what all your character was going to say if you picked that option. I kind of feel like that happened here.
Well, I think I've heard enough for now. Miss Misaki, do you have a copy of your team's qualifier transcripts?
Yes, of course.
Say her
Well,
team?
I think I've heard enough for now. Miss Misaki.
Your team.
Yes, of
Not
course.
her team. She's not on our team. She flips on her tablet and flicks a document onto the projected wall. The interview seems to be going well. I glance at Yuna, who smiles encouragingly at me. Hey, I wonder if you like just tank that interview. Mr. Takeda, I don't remember his name. Takeda? Sure, why not? Takeda takes a quick glance at the file and frowns. Oh
Your
no.
team is only ranked 21.
Out of a possible 9 million. Pretty good. Yes, sir. He sighs, turns on the projection.
You seem generally passionate about your team and your studies, and perhaps if the circumstances were different, we would consider your candidacy. Unfortunately, Warp Tech only accepts teams who are ranked within the top 10 from ACE Academy.
What was the point of me making those decisions? God dang it. What was the point of me making those decisions? No matter what I said, whether or not I appeased him or pissed him off, it wouldn't matter. He would never have accepted me anyways. Right? What was the point of all those decisions? As a surprise to the rejection, you to protest on my behalf.
Mr. Takeda, couldn't you make an exception?
Why? Dude, my core is really cool.
You said
I just love my
yourself that
core.
if rank weren't a factor, his team would be a strong candidate. A representation by you would make a significant difference in their growth and development, and their success reflects positively on you and your company.
Yep. Also my cool core.
I'm sorry, Miss Misaki. I do believe with skills like his, he will find a sponsor. Just not with us.
Pull out a $5 bill, pass it to him.
Won't you even give him a chance?
I think $5 is worth more in yen anyways, so if you got like any American money on you, that might work out.
Miss Misaki, I'm sure you understand the image that we have built and what would happen to that image if we stop recruiting from the top 10.
You could try to pass it off as your technology and sponsoring them allowed them to go from rank 21 up to top 10, assuming we can get there.
I thank you very much for your interest in us and wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
I mean, admittedly, that's a bit of a gamble, but we could do it. That would look really good. His voice was a hard edge of finality. He gestures towards the door, then returns attention to his desk. All pretenses dropped, Eunice storms out of the office while I follow calmly behind. This appointment makes my feet feel heavy. I enter the building, Una whirls to face me.
A hypocrite! How can his company promote taking risks when he won't take any himself?
Let's blow up the building.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Oh yeah, that sucked. It's okay, it was a long shot anyway. Even though we didn't get a sponsorship, I still appreciate you helping me
Don't
out.
give up just yet. I will get you a sponsor.
You also got interview practice, so that's good. I don't really like any of these options, to be honest. I guess this one. I like your enthusiasm, but I'm not sure that alone will help us find a sponsor. You still are ranked 21, which, again, I don't know how many that is out of. You know, if it's out of like 30, it's not terribly great. If it's out of like 100, it's not bad. That's pretty good. Looks at him blankly. Without waiting for me to answer, she hops in the back of my bike. I get on after her and start the engine. Una is quiet the entire ride back to campus. When we arrive, she gives me a hurried goodbye and rushes off, leaving me wondering just what she has planned. I'll tell you. All these bikes are the same, by the way. I just noticed that. They're all the exact same, just different color schemes. I guess there's a sale or something going on. I don't know. While sitting here and stewing in my thoughts, is it productive I have some time before I need to go home? Maybe someone will be free. I have no options. I'm in a happier mood when I arrive home. Hey guys,
You can't just decide that without telling me.
Uncle Kaido's voice stops me. I can see him pacing back and forth
So
in the
cut
kitchen.
it short. This is the opening day of my new restaurant. They'll expect me to be there, and they'll expect you there too.
I get closer to the kitchen, I can hear a woman's voice on the other end of the line.
I really don't care. Part of our arrangement was that we'd consult each other before making a decision, and you didn't. So how you're supposed to be in two places at once really isn't my problem.
Ooh, don't get involved. A flurry of muffled words on the line has Kaido frowning deeper and deeper.
Don't forget, we are still married.
Whoa.
We promised to do whatever it took to make sure nothing interfered with our careers. Well, if you don't show up, then that will certainly interfere with my career.
Sounds like it's some form of commuter marriage. Married? Is he talking to Aunt Yuki? There's a pause. I think I hear her say, I'll see what I can do, and hang up. Uncle Kaido slams the phone onto the table, then falls to a chair and holds his head in his hands. Hey, Uncle Kaido. He glances up and gives me a weak smile.
You're back. How was school today?
Terrible. I'm gonna go upstairs and cry. Good, I said beside him. I was trying to eavesdrop, but I heard you talking to Aunt Yuki just now. He looks a little uneasy, but waits for me to finish. What do you mean by still married? Isn't Aunt Yuki just away on business?
Sort of.
Yeah. It sounds like their marriage may have been more like some form of political alliance. Or some kind of corporate alliance, I guess. Kaido sighs weirdly and rubs his
I
temples.
suppose you're old enough to know the truth. Your aunt and I are separated. We have been for the last 6 months.
Sounds healthy. Last 6 months? But you are divorced? Why? How come? We didn't know. We're your
We
family.
have to keep it quiet. Divorce is viewed differently here in Japan. It's not as common as in the States, and Yuki and I don't want our personal issues to interfere with our careers.
Is that true? I remember the stories Mom told me about how difficult it was when she and Dad first got married. She couldn't have stayed in Japan even if she wanted to. If you two are just separated, does that mean Aunt Yuki is here in Izokaze?
Yes.
I mean, I can see her. Aunt Yuki was always a fun aunt. Not to say Uncle Kaido isn't fun, but she used to help us play tricks on the grown-ups when we were little. Sometimes she'd even help us prank Uncle Kaido. We never got angry, but would laugh instead. They seemed so happy together.
Hey, you okay there?
No. I sat back to reality. We can still see her, right? Even though you two are separated? He's taken aback.
Of course. She's still your family.
What did Aunt Yuki say when you told her we were leaving with you? We were living with you.
Well, about that.
I should know. Kind of trails off, refusing to meet my eyes. She doesn't know we're here.
No.
Or are you planning on telling her?
Of course. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I nod. Uncle Kaido doesn't share anymore. But I can't help stop myself from asking. Since we're talking about it now, what happened between you two? He sighs. Should not have gotten involved.
Yuki was ready to have kids, and I wasn't. We discussed the possibility of having children when we first got married, and I kept pushing it back. I wanted to focus on my career, and for a while, so did she. But you know how women are. At some point, their biological clock starts ticking. She didn't want to wait anymore.
I kind of can't blame her. I'll be real. If that's an actual commitment you guys had made for when you were getting married, it's like, yeah, in the future we're going to have kids, but you keep putting it off and not talking about it. Or not being like, you know, once we're having like a combined income of like $60,000 or something, we'll have a kid. You know, have some kind of goal like that you can actively work towards and achieve. Yeah, I kind of can't blame her. But you still weren't ready.
No. After that huge argument, we started to drive each other crazy. I became acutely aware of all those small things Yuki did that I hated. We fought all the time, and at some point, we agreed that this wasn't working anymore. And that's how it's been for the last 6 months until we can figure out a more permanent solution.
Who can kill the other first? It's kind of funny that even though you weren't ready for kids, you ended up with them anyway. Grins.
You guys don't count. You practically take care of yourselves. I'm just here to provide the roof.
Gee, thanks. Maybe it's a good thing you don't have kids. Laughs. So, what was that phone call about tonight? Kind of turned solemn
Part
again.
of our agreement for our separation was that we will both do whatever it takes to keep up the pretense of marriage when it involves our careers.
Why not?
She's going on some sort of retreat with her girlfriend. Normally we consult with each other before booking any trips to prevent something like this from happening. But this time she didn't. I really need her there.
Hey, I believe in her. Don't worry, Aunt Yuki will let you know.
I'm not so sure.
Trying to be optimistic for you here. Sounds like you had an amicable separation.
Yeah, that's true.
And you got nothing to worry about. She'll
How
be
can
there.
you be so sure?
Because she still cares for you and wouldn't want to hurt you. Kaido
I
grins.
knew you were such a romantic.
Hey, I'm great. What? No, hi. Russell Bears and stuff. He laughs.
I'm just teasing. Seriously.
I
Thanks.
wrestle bears and eat beef jerky. And just chop down trees. Uncle Kaido glanced at the clock
I
and
didn't
stands.
realize how late it's gotten. I have an early start tomorrow.
Bye, old man. Don't you always have an early start? You get it before I do.
True, but I have an even earlier start than usual.
Quit your job. We say goodnight and Kaido heads upstairs. I go into the living room and turn on the TV. After watching my shows and news, I turn in for the night. I wake up and yawn. Another day, another class. I just on autopilot. I get dressed and go through my morning routine. Then I hop on my bike and drive to school. Vroom! When I arrive, I head straight into class and wait for the professor. He arrives promptly and begins class.
Good morning. Today we'll be discussing the differences between military grenade weaponry and those used in recreational matches.
Probably should pay attention to class. Should be interesting stuff. I should focus on
The
professor's
fundamental
lecture.
difference between the two is that military grenade weaponry are configured for energy output, which can cause lethal damage. Recreational weaponry is closely regulated so it can't actually destroy the gear frame.
I didn't actually expect to explain everything to me. I thought it would just be like, okay, yeah, you paid attention to class.
Since the shields on a gear get the brunt of the damage, we consider a depowered gear in recreational matches as destroyed.
What if someone brought in an unregulated weapon for a match?
Before every match, the equipment of each gear is checked and double-checked to ensure the energy output is within proper parameters.
What about the qualifier matches? There was a gear that did some energy output override thing.
As one in the class looks at me, I wonder who that was.
During that specific qualifier match, the gear's energy core is what surged with additional power, not his weapons. Although, I must admit, I've never seen a core do that before. Hopefully this young man can enlighten us on how he did it.
Hopefully they can. Don't know who they are. Why are you talking about my core? I thought this was about military versus recreational weaponry. Why are we talking about me? Class looks disappointed and the teacher nods.
Of course, we shouldn't get distracted. Let's get back to the lesson on hand.
Yeah, let's pay attention to class. Let's not focus on me, because I got no idea. Return to his lecture. Once class ends, I hurry out of the room. My phone is already in my hand by the time I get outside. Let's see if anyone's free. Oh, Yuna. I'm on my way to grab something to eat when I pass by the campus bookstore. I got a lot of CINY swag at home, but I don't have anything for Ace yet. It wouldn't hurt to take a look and see what we have. Plus, remembering how impressed Nikki's friends were they found that I went to Ace, I bet Nikki would love to have some Ace Academy swag. Maybe. I think they're more excited about the pilot program. I walk in, the cashier counters are right by the entrance. I go further inside. I can turn either into the clothing section or the book section. I suppose you'd go to clothing. That's what you were looking for, right? There are racks of t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, etc. all in different sizes with the Ace Academy school name and logo on them. There is even an Ace Academy baby clothes. I browse the t-shirt section and spot one I like. It's got the Ace logo in the center and teal stripes around the edges, kind of like our uniforms. Next, I check out the hoodies and immediately spot the perfect one for Nikki. It's pink and has the Ace logo in the top corner. I'll grab the hoodie for Nikki and the t-shirt for me, then stand in line and check out. I'm zoning out while waiting for my turn in line when a familiar voice interrupts me.
Hey there.
I spin around and see Yuna's smiling face standing in line behind me. She glances at my items and holds back a laugh.
That's a pretty hoodie you have there.
Thanks. She's holding the same
But
one.
I think you might need a bigger size.
Nah. I laugh and Yuna lets out a giggle. Now it's information for my sister. I hold it with the item I bought for myself. This is for me.
Oh, well, I think she'll like it.
Oh boy.
Is your sister younger than you?
She's way older, like 80 years older. Yeah, she's in her last year of high
It
school.
seems like you two are close.
Really makes you say that.
Well, teenagers usually go through a phase where they fight with their sibling all the time. But since you're buying her a gift, it seems like you two must get along.
Yeah, we do. Yuna smiles warmly.
That must be really nice.
Yeah, how about you? Do you have any siblings? Oh. We know in the meta that she had I think it was a brother who died. Because you read a news article about it. But the character doesn't know that yet. Meta, we know that from the news article. Yuna hesitates and shifts her hand from one hand to the other. Finally, she shakes her head.
No.
Yeah. She breaks eye contact and looks down. I feel like there's something that she's not telling me. Yeah. Don't ask her about it. Yeah, she clearly doesn't want to talk about it. Yuna seems really uncomfortable by this topic. I shouldn't force her to talk about it. I'm sorry, we don't have to talk about this. She gives me a grateful
It's okay.
smile. Glancing at her hands, I can see her carrying the book Hamleta. To be or not to be, that is the
Huh?
question. Your book. You guys are the hands of
Oh,
chuckles.
right. It's for one of my classes.
Gross. Oh yeah, I bought the e-version of my text. You
I did
nod.
too for most of them, but I find it's easier for me to take notes when I have a physical copy of the text in front of me.
That's fair. She opens the book and flips through it. Hey, that's in English. She blinks.
Yeah, it's for my English literature class.
Ah, dude, I'm American. I switched to speaking English. I didn't know you can speak English.
Not very well.
The voice actor's been speaking English this whole time. Why? She has an English, her accent is good, but she speaks with confidence as someone who's not used to conversing with a native speaker. Let's switch back to Japanese and make her more comfortable. Seems good to me.
Thanks, but I know I still have a lot to work on.
Well, if you ever want to practice, I'd be happy to help.
Okay, thanks.
Next in line. Ah, it's me! We'll catch you next time, okay? She smiles.
Of course.
I go up to the counter and pay for my items and wave goodbye to you as I head out of the store. I'm in the campus gym, finishing up my workout. Oh. When I return to my locker, there's a missed text from Kaori. Emergency meeting, meet in the hangar. Meet now in the hangar. Jeez, all caps. I better get going. I arrive at the hangar about the same time as Shu and Mayu. Kaori waits patiently in front of her gear.
Finally! That took you a while.
I just saw your text. I literally came here as soon as I got your text.
I texted before heading over here so we'd be on time.
I guess you walked faster than me. Kaori addresses the rest of the team.
What about you guys?
Sorry. We were having lunch, and I guess we lost track of time.
Oh, are they gonna ask about the meeting that my character had the other day? Kaori blinks and waves her hand dismissively.
Never mind. We have more important things to discuss. Like our sponsor situation.
Yeah, team captain, what are you doing about that? Everyone becomes serious.
Our gears need a lot of maintenance to return to peak fighting condition. And the next round is tomorrow.
Well,
I don't know why, but everyone I talked to was really rude and unhelpful.
yeah, I can't figure that one out. Shu and I share a knowing glance. Kaori catches us.
What?
Nothing.
I love you. She continues to stare.
It's just sometimes you can come across a little harsh.
I'm just honest.
Sure, but honesty doesn't make people like you. You need to get in touch with your soft, warm, feminine side.
Wow, you take a couple of steps away from Shu. I don't want to get hit. Kaori raises an
Is
eyebrow.
that what you do?
Yes! I mean to the warm thing, not the soft and feminine thing. I'm just going to shut up now.
Before you do, did you manage to get a sponsor?
Kinda. He folds his hands behind his head and leans into them.
Nope.
You forgot to ask around, didn't you?
Maybe.
God, thanks God, she was asking him. He looks sheepish. Kaori rolls her eyes.
What about you, Mayu? Can your father sponsor us?
Papa? Mayu shakes her head.
Unfortunately, he's backing the team I was originally supposed to join. When I was invited onto the team, Father was so happy, he promised he'd sponsor them.
He's probably like contractually obligated to.
Even though I never joined them, he can't go back on his promise.
That's kind of fair. He gives his word about something. Kaori nods and faces
You
me.
had that interview yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to the interview with Warp Tech. It didn't work out.
Why am I not surprised?
It's because we're not ranked in the top 10. So if you'd like to score better next time, Kaori, and not be such a bitch, that'd be great. It had less to do with me and more to do with our team's status. I can show you the full report from the SBA if you want to know the official reason, but basically we're not a high enough rank. I fish my phone out of my pocket. It flashes low battery warnings at me before it dies completely.
Where's the report?
Hold on, I have to charge my phone. Again, lens on my gear, I race to it and head into the cockpit. My teammates call out to me, but I ignore them. Once I plug my phone into the dock connection, it lights up with the charging symbol. Everyone's confused faces Inventory confused faces when I climb out of the cockpit. What?
Why didn't you just use an outlet?
Mayu points an outlet on the wall. Are you saying you've never charged your phone to your gear? All three of them shake their head. Why not?
Because it's stupid. Why would I climb all the way up there when there's a perfectly good outlet down here?
That's the beauty of it. Not only does your phone charge fast, you get a little bit of a workout too. Win-win. They stare at me unconvinced. Besides, an outlet doesn't do me any good if I don't have a phone charger with me.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense.
Anyway, I guess we're back to square one.
Back? We never left square one.
He makes a solid point. Don't give up hope just yet. I might have something.
Another meeting?
No, my friend in the SBA is still helping us search.
Okay. In the meantime, the rest of us should continue our search too. I'll take another look at what ACE offers. Maybe there's some kind of campus grant or funding we can apply for. Mayu, do you think you could reach out to some of the other major corporations we haven't talked to yet?
Could sell drugs. I hear people make good money doing that.
Maybe with your background, you'll have more luck than we would.
She's pretty introverted. She has issues talking to the people on her team. So, Mayu nods.
Maybe Sho can ask around local businesses?
There you go.
Okay.
Good idea.
Carrie looks at me. I'll follow with my contact. She nods.
Hopefully, we'll find someone. But there's a chance we might have to fight with our gears as is.
Just don't get hit. You'll be fine. I'm confident we'll get someone in time. Maya smiles at me and nods. Shu claps me on the back.
Okay, we have our plan. Text me if you guys get any leads.
What are you gonna be doing, boss? She's looking for grant money. We all nod.
I'm off then. I've got some stuff to take care of.
Bye-bye.
I hope you mean reaching out to the businesses, Sho, and not playing your video games.
Of course that's what I meant. The arcade industry is a lucrative place to find a sponsor.
Oh man, he makes a good point. I should go with them. Two heads are better than one. Mayu sighs.
Sho.
He wears a signature smile.
Okay. Let's go find us a sponsor.
Mayu beams. The pair wave at us before heading out.
I'll be going too. Tell me if your friend is successful.
Sure thing, bus buddy. I nod and Kaori leaves. Nothing left for me to do but go home. Cry. An uneventful drive later, I arrive at home. I'm back! I walk into an eerily quiet living room. Looks like I'm the first one here. It feels a bit strange. Nikki's bright smile is usually here to greet me. Maybe she has an after-school club activity or something. Should start her own club. I reach for my pocket to see if she texted me. My heart sinks as my hand grabs air. There's a void where my phone should be. Crap, I must have left it in my gear. The sun is setting and it'll be evening by the time I reach campus. Hopefully it won't be too much trouble getting to Eagle after hours. I remember CINY was pretty restrictive on who could enter the hangar at night. Oh well. Hop back on my bike and drive back to Ace Academy. Surprisingly, traffic is heavy. It takes longer than expected to reach campus. That's not surprising. People are getting off work. A handful of students cross the quad as they head towards either their evening classes or the bus station. You know, the sky is in inky darkness. The pathways on campus are still bathed with a soft light, kind of peaceful. The Pirates Lounge is just as busy as always, but I don't recognize too many of the students here. Most of them must be upperclassmen, either third or fourth year. I slip through unnoticed and arrive at the hangar entrance. I'm about to swipe in when the guard stops me.
What's your business in the hangar?
I left a bomb in there. I forgot something. It's not a lie, but it'd be too embarrassing to tell him the whole truth. Luckily, the guard doesn't seem to care. He gives me a quick glance over and nods.
Alright, go ahead and swipe.
Thanks. I bring my student ID in proximity to the sensor. A second later, the success chime sounds as the door slides open. I follow the tunnel to the hangar. The sound of power tools, machinery, and metallic ringing echoes along the walls. It makes sense that most of the repair work happens after hours. It's a lot safer for them to work without the threat of students walking around and causing potential disasters. Instinctively, my feet lead me to Eagle. What the? A bluish hue from an active terminal display illuminates my docking station. This doesn't seem right. I'm sure I turned everything off when I left. Occasionally I tiptoe towards my gear. There's a figure crouched in front of Eagle. The person is dressed entirely in black and wearing a hoodie that hides his or her face. Based on the body type, it's a her. So engrossed in my gear, the stranger hasn't noticed my presence yet. I mean, like, save. Stay quiet. Staying in the shadows, I continually creep towards Eagle and I close this between us. I notice how small and petite the figure is. It must be a girl. But I can't think of anyone who'd be so interested in my gear. Once I'm only a few steps away, she tenses of noticing my presence. Grab. Before she can react, I grab her shoulders and roughly spin her to face me. Valerie, what are you doing here? She grins. Her gaze flicks in my hand on her shoulder.
I never would have guessed you like it rough.
Shut up. I am not amused. I scowl and smile on her face wavers. What the hell are you doing to Eagle? She puts the harshness in my tone. Yeah, you're kind of messing with my property. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nothing, I promise.
Bull. You're obviously doing something with the terminal. That's not nothing. She puts up her hands in defense.
I wanted to get a better reading on your core. I'm not altering anything, though. Just studying.
Still should be doing this. Why?
To figure out how your core was able to sustain such a high energy output for so long without completely burning out. Given the size of your core and the cooling system, the heat dissipation doesn't seem like it would have sustained longer than a few seconds, yet it lasted almost 10 minutes! Maybe there's a direct coolant injection to the primary source? I also didn't consider the acceleration of airflow given the hidden frame openings. Perhaps a quick calculation using...
The more she talks, the faster my anger melts away and is replaced by respect. She's more than meets the eye. Even though she claims she means Eagle no harm, how can I know she's telling the truth? I only met her a few days ago. Still, it seems like she's genuinely curious about how my core
Here.
works.
I'll prove I wasn't changing anything.
Watch as Valerie retraces a few screens with all the configuration data unmodified. Okay.
Huh?
I get it, you were curious, but you can't just break into other people's robots and mess with their parts. She looks
I'm
away.
sorry.
We're silent while she looks sideways at me.
So, I guess you wouldn't want to know that your primary weapon can actually benefit from an airflow exhaust here and here.
What? She points inside my open
You
gear.
see right there?
Yeah,
It'll still require validation testing, though. You should probably get your engineer to check it out.
I don't have one. Engineer.
Yeah, you know. The person who makes sure all your gears are working properly and helps you with any upgrades or improvements.
Does the sponsor do that? Valerie shakes
They
her
help a lot when it comes to major repairs or new items, but an engineer on your team takes care of any general maintenance and the like.
head. Ow. Maybe we should get an engineer. I'll ask my team about getting an engineer. It sounds like we could really benefit from
You
one.
definitely would.
She scoots closer and
And
smiles.
luckily for you, you already have one person perfect for the job.
Really? She scoots even closer and bats her eyelashes at me. Who's that? Valerie sighs.
Just think about it.
There's another pause. To avoid the awkwardness, I shut down the open terminal. So we should get going
Yeah.
then. Neither one of us moves. Don't touch my gear without my
I
permission.
promise I won't.
I wait for her to leave, but she doesn't budge. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
She stands in place and waves. You aren't leaving.
Neither are you.
That's not the problem. It's my gear. I can be here all I want. I can. The count of three will leave together. She nods. 1, 2, 3. We both stay put. You didn't move.
Neither did you.
Again, that's not the issue here.
What the hell are you kids still doing here?
She's trying to molest me. Security catches us off guard and we simultaneously stammer nonsense. He shakes his head.
Your business here is done, and then you have to leave.
I'd love to. Valerie glances at me and I glance at her, still waiting for her to move. She doesn't. Suddenly a strong hand grips my arm. Hey!
Ah!
The guard holds Valerie too. He physically leads us towards the
You should
exit.
get home. It's late.
Yeah. We pass through the doors and the guard shuts them behind us. Valerie and I are once again standing in
Well,
silence.
I'll see you around.
weekend, right? We have to do a project.
Yep. It's a date.
Yeah. She winks at me, then turns around and leaves. I call after her. It's not a date. Her protest falls on deaf ears. Oh well, I'm sure she's joking anyway. Maybe. I head to the parking lot. Once I reach my bike, I drive home. Nikki still isn't home by the time I return. Where could she be? I reach in my pocket for my phone and grasp empty air. Ah, crap, not again. I turn on my alarm and roll out of bed. Time to get ready for class. I head downstairs. I feel uneasy. Today will be our first match. I really hope Yuna is able to work her magic and get us a sponsor. Nikki is rummaging in the living room and I smile when I see her. Even when I'm stressed or worried, Nikki always seems to know how to put my mind at ease. Hey, Nikki, just the person I was hoping to see.
Look, if you're hungry, you have to find your own food. I don't have time to cook today.
She doesn't pause to look at me when she speaks, but continues gathering what she needs for today. Not quite the welcoming I was expecting. You okay?
Yes, just in a hurry.
Oh, you ride to school? She freezes the world on
Now
me.
you offer me a ride? A little too late for that.
She throws her books into her bag. She doesn't seem okay. Yeah, probably shouldn't answer any of that when she's pissed at you. You sure you're okay?
Yes, why wouldn't I be?
I don't know, did something happen? She just stares at me. Did I do something? Or just look at me like it's my fault? I didn't answer Nikki's
I
side.
need to get to school. I'll see you later.
So it's a no on the ride. He's out the door before I can say goodbye. That was weird. Shrugging, I head into the kitchen to whip quick breakfast. Hopefully she's in a better mood the next time I see her. After eating, I hop on my bike and drive to school. Yuna's already in class when I arrive. She waves as I walk in and I sit beside her. Hey, Yuna.
Hey!
She wears a wide grin and fidgets with excitement. You seem like you're in a good mood.
I am.
She pauses.
Aren't you?
I guess
I
so.
thought you'd be a little more excited than that.
Really? How come? She seemed confused.
Well, I guess I just assumed that this had been hard for you, and I thought I'd help to bring you some relief.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
You know, I found you a sponsor.
He still doesn't have his phone. Oh, it's amazing. How'd you manage
I
that?
called in a favor, but that doesn't matter. I've already set up your account with them, and repairs are underway.
Still have my phone.
They started as soon as the paperwork was signed, so your gears will be as good as new in time for the match today.
I don't know how to thank you. She blushes.
You don't have to. I promised I'd find you one, and I always keep my promises.
I don't know what to do without you. You're a lifesaver. His blush deepened and she seems pleased by my words. You should come meet the team before the match. We can share good news together.
Sure, as long as I won't intrude on anything.
You won't. She nods. So I know we won't get our scores back this class, but how do you think we done the
I'm
project?
sure we did really well.
Yeah, me too. We worked great together over the weekend, and I'm glad I had someone who was interested in the project as I was.
feel the same way. Our discussions helped us build really strong arguments, and I'm sure we'll get a really high mark.
Sure. Those are some pretty confident words. Yuna blushes.
I guess I'm just feeling lucky to have such a great partner.
I can't help but grin at her words. As our conversation winds to a close, the professor comes in and starts the class. Professor wraps up his lesson and students begin to file out of the classroom. I'm about to leave, the professor stops
Do you
me.
have a minute? Miss Misaki, if you could kindly join us as well.
I didn't do anything wrong. I'm innocent. Yuna and I glance at each other. I whisper to her, "Do you know what this is about?" She shakes her head. We immediately followed the professor back to her desk, ignoring the curious looks of our departing
I
classmates.
had a chance to look over your paper,
She pauses and breaks into a
and
huge
I
smile.
loved it.
Both Yuna and I wear matching grins.
In fact, I think
Hey.
it's worthy for publication in the Cenorobotics journal, and I wanted to ask for your permission to submit it.
Yo, I'm down. Yuna's mouth hangs slightly open in amazement. Even though she predicted our project would be great, I don't think she had considered it to be this great. You think it's good enough for submission? I'd be happy to have it submitted. Yuna nods.
I'd also be happy to have it submitted.
Great. Stop by my office hours when you two have a chance, and we can go over the edits. Once that's all done, I'll handle the submission paperwork so you two don't have to worry about any of the logistical details.
What a great professor.
Congratulations! And I hope you will keep up your hard work.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. As we're dismissed, we gather up our belongings.
Can you believe it? I knew we'd do well, but I didn't dream we'd do that well.
Dude, things seem to be going great. Got a sponsor. Gonna get published. Yuna's excitement is infectious as a bright smile lights up her face. Yeah, it seems a little hard to
This
believe.
just proves we make a great team.
Maybe we'll have more opportunities to work together.
I hope so.
We head out of class together. I can tell today is going to be a great day. I doubt it. I want to text my team, but when I reach my pocket, I find empty air. Damn, my phone's still in my gear. We're just undergoing repairs. Yuna walks beside me. How much longer do you think until the repairs are done?
Probably most of the afternoon. That's how long it usually takes, if I remember correctly.
You could probably still go get your phone.
Is something wrong?
I didn't want to tell her my phone is in there. That might bring up some awkward questions about what it's doing in there. Why? Why would they bring up any awkward questions? There's an easy answer for that your other teammates can vouch for. I don't understand. I recall the team's reaction from yesterday and am confident in my decision to avoid the topic. I'm just eager to check out my gear. She nods understanding with a small smile on her
When
lips.
should I come meet the team?
How about once repairs are done? We can meet in front of the hangar and I'll let you in.
I'll see you then.
Sure thing, buddy. Yuna slings her bag over her shoulder and heads off. I really should text my team about the repairs now rather than later. It should be fine to go collect my phone. I make my way to the hangar, but Eagle is in its usual dock. They must have moved it to so they could complete the repairs without any chance of accidentally harming surrounding gears. I circle around the hangar until I come upon an enclosed area in a far corner, well away from the parked gears. As I approach, I hear the whir of machinery muffled through the heavy doors, which are open ajar. I peek inside and see Eagle and Emerald surrounded by a group of mechanics. I assume Emerald is someone else on my teams. Who had green? Was that Kaori? Or Mayu? I don't remember. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was Sho. I think he had the green one. Because I think Mayu had purple. I don't remember. I push on the doors, but before I can enter, one of the mechanics jags over to me.
Sorry. Only personnel may enter here.
I left a bomb in my mech. I gotta go get it. My gear is here.
And it's undergoing repairs right now.
I know, but I need to get something for my gear.
You can get it when repairs are complete.
Actually, I need it now.
Why? What is it?
Just tell him. I'm mobile response. It's my phone. I left it in the cockpit.
What?
My phone?
What is your phone doing in your gear?
What's charging? I'm charging it. Mechanic crosses his arms.
Your gear is not a charging station.
It's got that functionality. I know. He sighs.
All right. Which gear is yours?
The dope ass one. I point to
Wait
Eagle.
here.
He closes the door. After 3 minutes, he returns with my phone in hand. Hey,
Is
thanks.
there anything else?
No, thanks again. Really appreciate you, buddy. I'll tell your boss to give you a raise. He nods and shuts the door. As I walk towards the exit, I unlock my phone and am greeted by 13 messages. They're all from Nikki. Now that I think about it, I don't remember if I saw her last night. So opening them up, I read them in succession. Hello, my favorite bro. How would you feel about picking me up from Megame's tonight? Did you get my last text? Cooking class is almost over, and I'm really like to go hang out with Megami. She can give me a ride over, but can you give me a ride home? Is that a no? If you don't want to give me these, you should just say so. Fine, I'll take the bus. Are you mad at me? What did I do? Whatever it is, I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me anymore. Dude, why are you ignoring me? Just tell me. Wow, okay, I literally make all your meals and you can't even do this little favor for me. Stop being such a jerk. I'm on the bus now, thanks to someone. Guess whose team now has a sponsor and their gears are already undergoing repairs. Those messages took a bit of a turn. That last text from Una this morning before class. That explains a lot. No wonder Nikki was moody this morning. I'm sure once I tell her it was all a misunderstanding, she'll be fine. I shoot my team a text. Gears are undergoing repairs, meet me in the hangar in 2 hours. Not taken care of, I still have time to kill. I wonder what I should do. I think for now we'll save and go ahead and call it a part. Gonna have to do some real ass kissing with your sister after that. As always, I appreciate you being here and I appreciate you watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all the fun stuff. And I'll see you next time, beautiful. Bye-bye.